FPL lovers, welcome back to Scotland. I'm here on holiday still. I have activated my wildcard. I'm not as inebriated as I was the other night, but it's still early and it's Friday, so let's see how the day goes. Right, I have hit my wildcard and I'm going to share with you the players I've removed from my team, a quick brief explanation why, and the players I have put into my team. Quite simply, I had a bit of a shocker of a week, to be honest with you. Well, I won't say shocker, slightly below average, which unfortunately just isn't good enough for what I need. So as we can see, here's my team from last week. This is probably about the best way I can do it for you. In goal, I had Alisson on 1 point. I had Perisic, Cancelo, Alexander-Arnold, who was a 1 pointer as well. Cancelo and James delivered for me 7 points each, which is sort of like what I'm hoping for as the season goes on. I've then got with, in midfield, I had Leon Bailey, who didn't do anything for me. I had Dele Alli, who again didn't do anything for me and didn't even start the game. Bailey didn't look half the player he did in pre-season. Saka came in with his 6 points, got 1 return. Salah, captain, game week 1, does well every year, done just as well for me this year. Brilliant, 12 points. And then up front, well, basically a full-on blank up front with Kane and Jesus, £20 million worth of FPL talent, almost delivering 4 points between them. So, little disappointed going into game week 1 with that, to say the very least. I had the big debate, as everybody did beforehand, Kane or Haaland. Obviously, some went with both. But for me, I went with the tried and tested Kane. I think I went safety first. I wanted to see what was happening with Manchester City first. And I've seen what's happening with Manchester City now. And Haaland is ready to go. There's no two ways about it. His stats are looking pretty amazing as well. Let's have a look and see who has left my team. Just to let you know, before I do that, part of the reason I've decided to change my team as well is, do you remember the video? I don't know if you've seen it, but the video which was the players that you can't have them all, it was called. It's the players I just couldn't fit in my team, but I would have liked to have had, but it was all about the balance and etc, etc. Anyway, here's a copy of that team, what I would have got for points. So, in goal, Ramsdale, 6 points. Trippier, 7 points. Zinchenko, 12 points. Robertson, 1 pointer. Diaz, 6 points. Kulusevski, 13. Diaz in midfield, 2 points. Martinelli, 8 points. De Bruyne, 6. Haaland, 13. Wilson, 6. I would have had 80 points. And that was £99.5 million, that team. I would have had 80 points. And that's without captain points. So, I probably would have gone for De Bruyne with, being safe, Haaland's first week and all that. So I would have ended up on 86 points. Which would have been, 32 points better off than I was with my actual team. So the team I've got now is a combination of the two. I've certainly made some changes in midfield, massively, and up front. Fairly big. Defence is pretty much there or thereabouts. But let's have a look and see which players have made the Livesey FC final cut for game week 1. Wildcard for game week 2. So, no one. Welcome to the internet. Here we go. It's all revealing itself slowly but surely. I shall try and get this into some good focus for you. I think sometimes if I put my finger by it, it tries to pick up my finger. So let's try and do that. Anyway, in goal, I've got Ward and Everson. In defence, I have now brought back into play Nico Williams as my 4.0 defender alongside Nathan Patterson. So, budget goalkeepers, budget defenders to allow for a Cancelo, Alexander-Arnold and Reece James combination in defence. For me, 3 strongest defenders in the game. Them 3 will start every week. These 2 will be in rotation alongside my 2 4.5 midfielders, which you can see here. De Silva from Brentford and Andreas from Pereira. Good stats for both. Again, these 4 will basically be vying for 1 place each week. And I will choose who has the best fixture in the form to make that happen. Because they will be going alongside. I'm playing 3 up front, in case you can't tell. I've now got Kulusevski in midfield. What a dream start to the season for him. Kevin De Bruyne, the player I've been talking about all pre-season that I really wanted and wasn't able to fit into my team no matter how I tried. Well, I've now fit him in. As you can see, Mo Salah has left my team. But this team here got 80 points without Mo Salah. Even on his greatest week. It's about the combination. Mo Salah is essential, I would say, to some degree. But obviously, not for me anymore. The partnership between De Bruyne and Haaland, I just see it being the most fruitful partnership in a long time. I think it was going to make the Son Kane partnership look weak. And they're just going to smash it all season. I've gone for Martinelli. He did really well last week. And it wasn't just because he got 2 more points than Saka. He did. But, you know, my belief going into the season was Martinelli was very focused on assisting people. But he was in on goal. He wanted to score goals. I liked what I saw. And certainly for £6 million, I just think he's a great option to have in my midfield. I don't see a better £6 million player. And that takes me up front. I've gone big up front. I've gone Darwin. Yes, I have. This is one of the reasons I've got rid of Salah. I think the tide is turning at Liverpool, struggling with players for midfield. But I think the system is changing at Liverpool. That number 9 is a real focal point, similar to how City are playing, similar to how Arsenal are playing. That one major striker up front. The false 9 seems to have disappeared. It's going out of the game again. I know City played it last year when they didn't have a striker, but without doubt that won't be the case. And I think this man here, Darwin Núñez, he is at Liverpool for making those, you know, for being that focal point that they haven't got, the striker they haven't had for a long time. Yes, Bobby Firmino's done a great job, poor FPL asset, but this man here, he's just looking amazing. I'll see if I can share some stats quickly with you in a minute. But him, Haaland, and then I've stuck with Jesus. In all honesty, Jesus has just come back into my team today. I did have Luis Diaz in midfield, but for me it's between Diaz, Saka and Jesus for starting this week. And I just think Jesus is going to be the highest scoring option of the 3, so I've gone for him. I've doubled on Liverpool, double on Arsenal as opposed to triple on Liverpool, single on Arsenal. Arsenal got Bournemouth next week, or the week after, I can't remember, but they've got them in certainly before game week 4. So I think doubling up on those and maybe going into the week, maybe we'll triple up on them. We shall see. So that's my team, guys. Let's have a look and see how they line up for the week. So, in terms of picking the team, my current bench player is obviously the Evertonian, Nathan Patterson, who I think is going to be a real gem this season. £4 million, starting defender. Everton have now signed Connor Cody. He'll be going straight into the team this week, I have no doubt. Alongside James Tarkowski, it's now two leaders, massive leaders at the back. We've got the new young midfielder coming in, whether he's going to start straight away or bed in, I'm not sure. In Onana from France, lots of hype about him. And then there's a possibility of Idrissa Gana Gueye on the way back to Everton as well. Certainly looking for a defensive midfielder anyway. So I can see the defence at Everton certainly shoring up. I mean, we may struggle to score goals, but I can really see the defence shoring up in the coming weeks. So Nathan Patterson for me is a fantastic £4 million gem. Better than Nico Williams because I think there'll be more clean sheets available, and he's playing as a wing back also. So you know he likes to get forward. That's where his strengths are. At Everton, we see him as he needs to develop his defensive game, but going forward, he's doing really well. So yeah, on the bench, like I say, you see who I've got. My starting 11 currently for game week 2 is Ward in goal, Reece James, Cancelo, Alexander-Arnold, Patterson, Kulusevski, Kevin De Bruyne. Got him at last. Martinelli, Darwin, Haaland and Jesus. Big up top. Fairly big at the back. Fairly big in midfield, although there's only 3 of them. Guys, that's my week. That's my team for this week. Hope you have a fantastic week. I'll be back next week, still from Scotland. It's a 2-week holiday, but I'm doing my best. Trust me, I recorded this 3 times already and been interrupted over the last few days. So, finally got a bit of time Take it easy, guys. Remember, who loves you, lives you, loves you. Please subscribe to the video. Link for the league isn't in the description below because I can't seem to do it from the way you have to upload it on your phone, on YouTube. So if you just check out previous weeks. But the code is PDVLBM. PDVLBM. Love you to join the league and see if you can get Team of the Week next week. I will share your success. Okay, over and out. Have a great game week 2. Who loves you, lives you, loves you.